performers. I'm calling all innovators. I'm calling all game changers. I'm calling all world shakers. I'm calling all city shifters. I'm calling everybody that has an inkling of faith in themselves. I'm calling everybody. You will inherit the future.
If you're not where you want to be financially,
congratulations to your new job. Congratulations. That's what we want to hear in Motivation Mondays with NB. That's a perfect way to start off. I love that. If you don't mind me asking, what's the job entails and what will you be doing? Great, I'd like to hear that.
Where you want to be emotionally, if you're not where you want to be physically, relationally, socially, 10 times out of 10, it is because you have settled.
Congratulations, that's a job. Mowing grass. I think you trolling though, because ain't no grass in the wintertime right about now. That was a good one though. If you come in here to troll, I got something for you. Trust me, my security is on deck, so be easy. I know your job ain't mowing no damn grass. All this damn snow. You could have got away with it if you would have said, I'm cleaning up snow. Ain't no damn way you mowing grass cold as it is to this motherfucker. Ain't no grass to mow.
In a place called convenience. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to admit the fact.
Pinky, what's good, Pinky? You hear this nigga Lee Renee? I was praising him and every damn thing. This motherfucker say, I got a new job. Mowing grass. Boy, you don't get your ass out of here.
You've gotten lazy. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Good, Pinky. Welcome to Monday Motivation with NB. What's good, Pinky?
Praise can be poison. It keeps you locked in a state of paralysis. And you shining trophies from the past. And that's why you always hear those people from the past like, yeah, remember back in the day when I used to do this. Remember back in the day. They're still shining the trophy of the past accomplishments. So sometimes we can receive praise like a venomous snake that injects its poisonous venom in our veins and in our heart that causes us to stay locked in a state of paralysis.
Them goodies in the building. Alright, we can go ahead and get started. We'll send them good to get settled in.
I'm still praising the work I've done. And we get full. We get real full. This is what happens when people keep telling you, you're so good, you're so great, or you did so good 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago. If you continue to believe that your best work is behind you, then you will never achieve what is ahead of you. Go ask any athlete, actor, musician, philanthropist.
Shay Baby, what's good, Shay Baby?
Athlete, it doesn't matter. You ask anybody who is a champion, and the difference between them and their opponent is they were more hungry for it.
Alright, we gotta go ahead and get started, man. Welcome to the first edition of, you know what I'm saying, Monday Motivation with NB. KC, I see you, KC. Me and my team, my family members, we decided to try something different and not just run Club NB Monday through Sunday. I thought maybe it would have been a great opportunity for us to create different segments throughout the week and different topics and et cetera, to do something to trick the mind. We do something to enhance and even feed the mind. Because that's what we need to do. We don't need to be poisoning our mind with all this music and all this bullshit. It's already bad enough that we got to watch news and see all this stuff going on a day-to-day basis, which internally, whether you know it or not, it actually poisons the mind. It actually destroys your will to want to do better in life because you have been affected by all this negativity that they're feeding into you on a day-to-day basis. Whether it be the music, whether it be the media, whether it be your favorite artists, your favorite actors, death, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's almost like we have been bombarded with so much information, whether it be negativity or positivity, but mostly negativity, that we don't know what to do with ourselves. So today I want to start off with basically trying to see what people are doing for 2025 based on, you know, what are your goal setting strategies? What are some of the things you are doing to recreate a strategy of what you're going to do to achieve your ultimate goals? That whether that be in business or whether that be, you know, in your professional. You know what I'm saying? Some people have a professional life when they quote unquote work for people, but they still make a great living. And some people are kind of teetering on the lines of wanting to start their own business, but again, don't have the willpower because of so much negativity has been forced into their reptilian brain to the point where they think, well, I can't do this. There's no way I can do this. For me, it was never I can't. It was always I'm gonna do, and there's nobody to stop me. See, the type of person that I am, if I see a goal, I achieve that goal. It's never I can't. I don't even speak that language. That language don't even come through my vocabulary. I can't. Because if you don't think I can do it, I'm going to show you. You feel me? So I want to talk about, I want to have the first topic, like discussing different methods of how you're going to achieve your goals. And what are your strategies on how you're going to achieve your goals? Whether it be professionally in a corporation or with your own business. And I do want to bring up NBDG to start it off with. Slim Goody, could you please come into the queue so we can discuss these things? What's going on, Ashley? What's going on, Ashley? Security, get this dude out of here. Lee Renee, I warned him. He's still trying to troll. We ain't got time for this. This is some serious stuff that we trying to do to motivate the minds. And we don't got time for people trying to come in here and troll. That's not what we doing. While we waiting on, Lee Renee, get him out of here. His name is, I think it's Griff something. Get him out of here. All right.
I don't care if you gotta listen to me 1,000 times. I need you to get crystal clear about your future. Because the only reason why you are here, the only reason why you're alive, is because you have work to do.
What's good? What's good, Slim?
What's good? Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. How was your day?
It's good. It was long.
I bet you it was. Sound like to me you just waking up. I got you. I hear you. Well, I just want to go ahead and start up. I don't know if you heard me or not, but I'm going to reiterate goal setting strategies. I know that you have a lot of goal setting strategies that you do, and I want to be able to, for you to kind of tell the room what are some of your strategies. And I want certain people to come in. I can hold 2 people, it could be interchangeable, but I definitely want the chat room to be talking amongst each other so we can make this thing a whole group of just conversation, whether that be in the queue, whether it be in the chat room. The information needs to be, spread it out to the masses. That's why it's very important for everybody to share the room. Because now we're not doing Club NB tonight. We're definitely on the Monday Motivation with NB. And I have some special guests and hosts that are going to be able to assist me with this transition on Monday Motivation with NB. So,
Okay, that's exciting.
with that being said, can you just tell some of the people some of your strategies that over the years that you either adapted or you learned, and some of the things that you do on a day-to-day basis to keep you focused, on the mission, on the goal?
Some of the things that I do is, for instance, if I'm starting a new business, I want to come up with a name. I try to do at least 1 or 2 names just in case if I want to register and someone else has the name at the Secretary of State. That's one of the biggest things, get everything in order, open up a business account, and just making a decision of what it is I really want to do. I write down my goals every Sunday for the week, what I plan to do, and I just go through and check it off, to execute what it is I need to do. If I don't get something done, say like today is Monday, it rolls over until Tuesday, and just try to keep moving in my goals and the dreams that I want to strategize for my business. And the main thing is just getting up. The biggest thing for us, we have to show up for ourselves.
That's the actual. That's half the.
Naysayers.
That's half of the battle. That's half the battle right there. Just showing up. We're having conversations, so I just hope we can bounce off each other.
That is half the battle, just showing up. Because a lot of times things can happen in our life and, get off track, and that's fine. Just get back on track and continue on.
Gotcha.
There's going to be things that's going to happen in our life,
With having a business mindset, which I've had since I think when I was born, I was, like I said, starting off at the age of 4 and wanting to be an entertainer. It was always been in me. But I can say for myself, I self-taught myself to be motivated. I was selling candy in middle school. You know what I'm saying? I go to the store every day and get 25-cent airheads. And I would sell those airheads for 50 cents. You see what I'm saying? So I knew I had a 50% profit based on me selling airheads and selling candy. I was the candy man. So that started my journey of being an entrepreneur. I want to ask you, what was the light bulb that flickered open to get you this type of mindset to have? Because it's got to be a trained mindset.
Yes, I'm hearing your story at a young age. At a young age for me, at 9, I used to collect aluminum cans throughout the neighborhood. And And all my friends would tease me and laugh at me because I would get cans out the trash can and, the streets and so on and so forth. And there was a place that we can go to down the street and cash them in.
Right.
And every week I was bringing anywhere from $60 to $100 in, and that was good for
Good
that age.
for an 8-year-old, yeah. 8, 9-year-old. That
Yeah,
you rich. You rich.
I'm kind of telling my age here too, so I was able to go get my penny candy and the pickles with the Kool-Aid in and all sorts of things. So in that process of me doing it at such a young age, I knew that I didn't want to work a 9 to 5. I really knew because what I was doing, I was already an entrepreneur, not really understanding the word at the time. But as time progressed, I just went from that to doing hair in the community, then I ended up going to school to become a cosmetologist. So they all play a role in my life. So that was and I never looked back. I just kept going.
So it's basically, I don't want to discourage people because me and Slim might have had that awakening at a younger age. I do want to tell everybody that it's not too late to try to create strategies and implement these strategies based on the fact that no matter your age, you can be 8, 9, 4, or you can be 50 years old. And if you have the mindset to want to change your circumstances and not, quote unquote, do the 9 to 5 job and jump out there on faith of your ability and your hard work, you could achieve anything that you want to achieve. Like she said, basically showing up. You do have to get the information and obtain the knowledge and have the drive. Because if being an entrepreneur, I know Slim will probably tell you, I'm not accepting no's, which is a great thing, Some people are not strong enough. Once they get that first no, then they automatically say, I knew this wasn't for me. You automatically turn yourself away from the actual thing that you're trying to do because you got that first no. And in entrepreneurship, you're going to get way more no's than you will get yeses. But that's what's creating that character and that go-getter mentality if you channel that energy the right way. Do you agree?
I do agree. I used to go to schools and speak to students, and I would explain to them about the no's. You can get 50 no's, 100 no's, but you can run across that 101 no, or yes, that yes, and that yes can bring you 500 people. So you got to put in your mind, a no is actually a great word to hear because it builds up your character, it builds up that business mind, and it builds up that drive for you to just keep going. Like I said earlier, gotta keep going. It's not easy, like you said, becoming an entrepreneur. It's not a straight line. It's gonna be a roller coaster ride.
I'm telling you, based on my, my energy, I needed to know because I've been told yes because of my little eyes. I'll stare at you a little bit to the deal. Here might drop out my eye. Oh, you can have it. Okay, you can have it. But as a grown man, nobody gives a fuck about that shit. Fuck your eyes. You're not wooing me with your eyes this time. You tried that shit when you was a kid. You grown now. Put your pants on. Let's get to work. So with that being said, can you give me some of your strategies of what you do on a day-to-day basis? I heard about the write down the goals, but I'm talking about some of the unorthodox strategy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some of your unorthodox strategies. Would you mind telling them a little bit of your unorthodox strategies? Unorthodox meaning something on the wall, and you walk by and you look at it to put something into your brain. Do you want to express to the people what you do and have different things around the house that keep you encouraged of what the goal is?
Yeah, right now around my house, one of the biggest goals I have right now is to reach 2 million. So I have these little poster stickers throughout my house just as a reminder of what it is that I'm doing. So I have it on doors and mirrors and my bedpost. It's just a very small strip that I wrote down 2 million because right now that's my ultimate goal to reach that goal. So I get, seeing that. It's almost as if you're putting it into your mind and you're manifesting it.
That's right.
So you're showing yourself, okay, when I'm walking out that door, I look at that like, okay, this is what we're doing today. I'm still reaching for this goal. And it's possible. I mean, there's plenty of us out here for us. We got to get that grab of, the bucket, and understand that just helping other people too as well, giving your time, your resources, everything that you know, not sharing the information that we know. And that opened up doors too as well. A lot of people always say there's money in the networking. And networking can be anywhere. Going to the grocery store, going to the bank, talking to somebody at the bus stop. You'd be surprised what type of knowledge that you will learn from people that we come across on a daily basis, but we're so afraid to open our mouth. You gotta open your mouth and have conversation.
Perfect segue to where I want to ask you a question, and I want the room to chime in too as well. And if you want to come into the queue and join the conversation, feel free. Just come down there and hit the request, and I'll accept it if you have something that you want to say or you want to join in on the conversation. What I tend to not do is want those panels where everybody's just talking at one time, because again, this is a conversation. I know you got a point you want to get out, but at the same time, conversation means learning how to conversate. Being able, like a jump rope, jump in and jump out. And don't just take up all the time because you want to be heard. The question I want to ask you, Slim, and I want to ask everybody in the room, and I want y'all to get in the comments. This question is, would you rather have $1 million or 1 million friends? I'm going to let y'all ponder on that in the chat room. If Slim, if you're ready to answer that, you're ready to hear your answer.
Question.
You wanna ponder on it?
And you gotta figure out, why on earth are you here? What is your destiny? What is the dream that God has given you? You gotta have like a shark mentality, because if a shark swims backward, it dies. Shark can only move forward. And so I need you every single day you wake up to smell blood and go after that dream. If there's anything I can pour from my heart, if there's anything I can give you in this moment, my greatest piece of advice is to protect your hunger. You show me a man who is failing, and I will prove to you that he is no longer hungry. When you are hungry, you are creative. When you are hungry, you are innovative. When you are hungry, when you are no longer full, when you are no longer satisfied with where you are and you raise your standards, it is only then that you can have your future.
All right, we're back at Monday Motivation with NB. I had gave Slim and the whole room, the chat room, a question, and the question was, would you rather have $1 million or 1 million friends? And what was your answer, Slim?
I would have to say friends, because if we all come together, we can take that move.
Perfect. My actual answer would be, I would love to have 1 million friends. Because if you calculate $1 million, because if millionaires hang around millionaires anyway. That's just straight up. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Every millionaire have millionaire friends. Every billionaire has billionaire friends. And say, for instance, a millionaire friend loses money. Now you got a network of nothing but great individuals that will pour back into you with their connections to get you back your $1 million plus. So you got to think about the networking. It's always great to have friends that's beneficial to your movement and to your goal and to what you're trying to achieve at the end of the day. $1 million ain't shit. What's $1 million with no friends?
That is because I can go so quickly. Not your pocket if you don't have that mindset. So having the friends around you will totally make a difference for your life.
I see Lee Renee said $1 million. We want to get, that's why this is so important, Lee Renee, for us to have Motivation Mondays with NB. For us to be able to change that mindset that you would rather have $1 million. You get what I'm saying? Because when you got 1 million friends, you got 1 million ways to make way more than $1 million. So I'm going to say that one more time. If you have 1 million friends, you have a network, an ecosystem of nothing but positivity around you that's going to get you $1 million in 1 million ways because you have 1 million friends. Is that important? Does that make sense, Slim?
So many different celebrities or millionaires, and they'll make file bankruptcy, lose everything. With that mindset, they're able to get it back. And not only do they get it back, they get back double because they know what it takes to go through the process to get it.
Because
it actually becomes easier for them to get back into the ring and put them boxing gloves back on and say, okay, I got to get ready to this fight. It comes quicker too as well. So, like, for me, I'm older, over 50, in a place right now, I don't want anyone around me who's not encouraging me, pushing me, want to get together and put our minds together and strategize, put it on the table to sit down and talk, write down our strategy, and let's execute what we're going to do.
Yeah, with that being said, because I try to stay up in my head. I didn't want to lose it as you was talking. I had something to say. With that being said, again, once you done lost your first million, the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth and the 6 million is going to be easy. Based on the fact that you had to learn from your mistakes. People are afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are healthy. Mistakes are good when it comes to money. Because now, if you lost that money, now you know how to make it back and keep it. Does that make sense, Slim?
It does.
Let's get back. Let's get to some motivational stuff, and we'll go back into, like I said, Lee Renee. I hope and pray that through these motivational Mondays with NB, the mindset, the doors will start to open, and your mind will start to open to the fact that that $1 million ain't shit. It's gonna go like that, especially when you ain't never had it.
If you can stay hungry, you can get the resources. If you can stay hungry, you can get the strategy. If you can stay hungry, the ideas don't come. If you can stay hungry, the connections will be aligned. If you can stay hungry. The problem with many of you is that you got fooled, you got complacent, you got lazy. Somewhere along the line, you lost your enthusiasm, your optimism. You lost your hunger. Never fool. Never fool. Never fool.
Never fool. Next topic I want to talk about, if you don't mind, continue to join me. I love your perspectives, Slim. My next question would be, in some of the strategies, I would think everybody got their way of doing things. But give me your opinion on how do you overcome procrastination.
Like I mentioned earlier, showing up, like you said, you gotta stay hungry. If we can get up every morning, most of us may get up at 5 a.m. just to get to a job to work a 9 to 5, definitely you can get up and show up for yourself. And there's gonna be days that you're gonna feel like, I don't wanna do this, get lazy. You gotta have that hungry, like you gotta stay hungry. You gotta get up and show up and being, committed and being consistent in what you're doing for yourself. And once you do that and you get that yes, that will continue to motivate yourself, and you'll be like, oh, this can happen for me. So like you was asking the question, would you rather have $1 million or $1 million friends? So do you have your friends that are encouraging you to as well, because maybe they already have done it? So that makes a huge difference, like who you have around you. You don't need anyone around you who are naysayers. Remove them people immediately. So you want people around you that's gonna, push you, say you can do it, keep going, and fail forward.
What are some of the, that was a great answer. What are some of the tips and the techniques that you would kind of recommend? Because I know that personally you're not a procrastinator, but we know 99% of the world are procrastinators. Let's be really clear. There's a very small percentage of the world that are the go-getters that's going to speak and say what they mean and mean what they say and do what they say they're going to do, or at least attempt to push forward of what they want to do in whatever situation they got. So you got any tips, for the procrastinators to be able to overturn that procrastination to productivity based on what they're trying to do with their life?
To overcome being a procrastinator, there's so much into that. Okay, like I said, just making a decision in your mind. Once you plant it in your mind, one of my biggest things, like we mentioned earlier, is writing it down. Even in the Bible, it says write your plan and make it plain. So to overcome that, getting up, like I said, every morning, and that means getting up, brushing your teeth, washing your face, getting dressed. You can't be showing up looking crazy like a nightmare. So you gotta, present yourself away. That right there encourages you too, because you're smelling good, you're looking good, you're stepping out the house maybe with your nice clothes on, with your briefcase, with your laptop. So as you continue to do that, for at least 21 days, you'll break that habit of being lazy and getting discouraged from the no's that you're receiving. Tapping into different programs in your community, knocking on doors. I believe in, like you said, no. I love the word no, because that means that I'm coming through. I'm going to kick the door off the hinges. I'm not going to just, they told me no, okay, I'm going to get discouraged and I'm going to get down and out. So being a procrastinator is not the answer. Just moving forward. I don't know what other way to really say it, because for me, I started at such a young age. So now I'm in a place where I tell people, you're not going to sit and blow smoke up my behind. Either you're going to help me or you're not. If you're not, just let me know. So you got to be bold. You have to be bold.
Well, for me, I was around procrastinators a lot in my early transition into being in the entertainment business. And so with me being around procrastinators, trying to motivate them, at a certain point in time in life, I realized that these people were not me. These people was not like me. These people wasn't cut like I was cut and didn't have the passion. And these people, they'll eat and they're full. I ain't never full. I ain't never complacent. I was never complacent with the shoes. I was never complacent with being on TV. I was never complacent with having gold records and streams and all that good stuff. I felt like it was always more for me to do. So if I would have asked myself that question, my answer would be this, and I gotta keep it 100. I wouldn't be around procrastinators to even try to give them tips and techniques on how to, change their habits and boost productivity, because I wouldn't be around them. I'll only be around people who think like me. And again, I've been on YouTube for shit since YouTube started. Got a lot of videos that can motivate them, but personally I wouldn't take my personal time, because time is money. And if you take your personal time to try to feed in and pour into somebody who's still gonna be questioning things, then it was a waste of time. And I can't get that back.
Yes, I agree. Time is so valuable, and that's one of the things that we do waste. And you can have someone around you that will hold you back. So you got to get around people, like I said earlier, who's going to motivate you, because the people who say they're going to do something, they're not hungry enough for themselves, it's going to be like you're carrying that weight. And as you move on, they're going to be like, dang, how did they do that? And like I said, you did show up. They'll be still sitting in the same position, still talking about what they're going to do, should have, could have, would have, and all this and the third. But you're the person who's getting up and actually putting in the work. You got to put in the work.
I want to talk about routines, and I want the room to chime in on this conversation of routines in the morning. Because everything really starts in the morning. The early bird does get the worm. That's when I first started in this entertainment thing. I used to get up at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, because I felt like to check the emails and do my process of the same routine for the last 20-some years. I want to tell everybody what worked for me was keeping a routine. Waking up, doing the same thing over and over and over again until I mastered that routine. So when something does, happen for me, I already got a routine in my head on how to execute what I'm doing. People don't have routines. So if you're new in business, you're trying to start your own business, create a routine. I think she said 21 days. I've been doing it for 20-some years. The same routine. Nothing changes. Even if I was on TV, I still got my laptop. I'm still checking emails. I'm still doing YouTube stuff and all kind of stuff. The same routine. No matter if I got $1 million or $2. The same repetitive routine. That works for me. I know it works for a lot of people too as well.
Yes, I agree. You said the early bird catching the worm. That's something my father always taught me. Get up early. Like you said, start a routine for you. And the reason why I said 21 days, because you're going to break a bad habit that you normally don't do. So routine for me is waking up early, making your bed. Big on making your bed.
Yeah, that's real.
You just accomplished the first thing for the day. Having your house, clean.
Clean.
Before you lay down, don't, have things laying around, because a cluttered home is a cluttered mind. That's just my own personal strategy. So getting up, making your bed up, like I said, washing your face, brushing your teeth, like you said, checking your emails, going over your list that you already wrote down for the day, and get up and start checking this list off.
To piggyback off of what Slim just said, a clean environment, y'all don't realize what a clean environment would do for your motivation Monday or your motivational Tuesday, or just getting your day started, period. Just having a clean mindset will, you can trick your mind into thinking today is going to be a great day, especially if you work from home and you're running your business from home, or you're just doing anything from home. You will be statistics says you will be way more successful in your day if you start your day off in a clean environment. I don't know too many people that can execute their goals for today with soda cans all over the floor, with clothes all in your room, or wherever your office is at. Your office or where you work at should be a representative of you. Period. Your work area should be a representative. If you got a dirty room, then that means you got dirty habits. You got dirty habits of business. If I go to somebody's house and I'm trying to do business with them, their house better be fucking clean. I'm not gonna close no deal out with a person that's got a dirty house. Not gonna happen. automatically that's a red flag to me. Automatically red flag. If you can't keep your house clean or your work area clean, then why would I want to work with you? What would make me want to work with you when we on two different levels as far as cleanliness? You get what I'm saying? You want to create clean habits. I'm going to say that one more time. You want to create clean habits. Having dirty habits is having a dirty work ethic. And if you got a dirty work ethic, dirty workroom, dirty house, I can't do business with a dirty person. That's just my opinion. Sometimes you gotta be straight, no chaser. We all grown here. I'm not here to hold your hand. I'm here to get something, spark something in your mind for us to make changes in 2025.
Yes, I agree, because in that cleanliness, you're going to be organized. You're going to know where the paperwork is at. You're going to know what it is, your bills, and having your bills organized. You just can't get your bills out the mailboxes, just throw them wherever. So in that, you'll get behind on bills, you'll be unorganized, putting things...
Chaos. Everything's in chaos.
Yes, I do agree.
You can't work in chaos. You gotta work in a nice environment. Like for me, when I write songs, I can't write songs with somebody TV on in the background and this and that and people arguing and neighbors east side stomping on the floors. I have to have a peaceful environment so my mind can get the best out of my mind. I can get the best out of it when I have a peaceful environment. You know what I'm saying? So don't be shamed. Don't be shamed to have time to yourself. People want to be around friends and stuff like that. That is good if they have the same mindset. But some friends can poison your mind. Straight up.
Yes, they can. Because you have friends that constantly want to continue to, for instance, go to the club. To me, that's a waste. I've always been like this, even at a younger age. I'm not going out like that and spending that type of money making somebody else rich. So that's a poor mentality. You're just constantly spending money. You got to think about, you got to pay for the park, you got to pay to get in, you may want to take some pictures, you're drinking and so on and so forth, and you don't waste it. I say anywhere from $70 to $150 each. And then that's not even including going to the mall, you want to get clean, go get your hair done, your nails done, so on and so forth as a woman. So, you got to put that money back into your business as an investment for yourself.
That's a perfect segue to where I want to go. And if you just now tuned in or you've been following for the time that we've been on, this is Monday Motivation with NB. I'm your gracious host, NB, and my co-host is Slim for today. And I hope you all are enjoying this magnificent conversation that we're having. Sometimes you can have the music in the club partying environment, which Club NB does provide that, but also we need to provide something of substance. And with that being said, let's talk about the power of positive thinking. Let's talk about the positivities of positive mind thinking. What do you think about that? What's the first thing that comes to your mind, Slim, when it comes to having a positive thinking mind?
The first thing that comes to my mind with positive thinking is encouraging yourself. You got to change the negativity. Even things like certain music can change your mindset. What you're putting into your mind. We have YouTube University. That's what we all call it. So much under. Listen to motivation while you're in the car. Throughout your house is playing something that's going to motivate you, so you can get that negativity out of your mind. And once you do that, you begin to grow even more. Putting good energy in. You have to do that.
I do want to piggyback on what you said. Let's do some Slim, if you don't mind. Let's read some of the comments in the room.
Sure. When you work a job, it's someone else's dream, and when you own your own business, it's your dream. Absolutely.
That is perfectly well said. And with that being said, sweet lady, now anybody can come in the queue that's in here pushing positivity with a positive mindset on Monday Motivation with NB. If anybody want to come in the queue, feel free to come in and join Slim and myself as we, navigate through these things, and we try to, help somebody out that needs to hear this, and we got to keep this high vibration growing. You feel what I'm saying? So don't be afraid. If you want to come in and speak your mind, feel free to come in and hit the queue, hit the request, and I will accept. Okay. But I do want to piggyback a little bit off of what you said again with the positive thinking, positive mindset. A lot of this stuff, and I know that a lot of women go through this, and men, so I do want to preface this by saying both. Sometimes it's about your mate that's going to stray your positive thinking to the negative or the positive. You want to have in your relationship as your boyfriend or your husband, you all should have the same mindset to have a strong relationship. It ain't gonna work if you got a positive go-getting spirit in a woman or a man, and you have less than that in a man or a woman. That always brings you down, always tears your ideas down. When you're here trying to go up, they're here trying to keep you where they're at because their mindset is not like yours. That's what comes intimidation and jealousy. Let's talk about that. In choosing your mate and choosing a person that you want to be with, to make sure that they keep everything positive in things that you got going on in business. Because once, if the person that you're laying down with is the one that's have all the negative stuff to say about what you're trying to do, why are you doing that? You know that ain't gonna work. Run. I repeat, run. Because y'all on two different playing fields. I do want to give some shout outs to Earth Goddess for tuning in, Miss Independent for tuning in. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all for tuning in to something that's gonna stimulate the mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like I said, having somebody that's on one accord, if I'm moving forward and coming to you and telling you this is what I just did, and you're all dummy down, or like that's great. They're not really celebrating.
Right.
Inside, I mean, at this point, you should be proud of me and say, yeah, baby, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. You need me to do anything, and I help you with it. So yeah, you gotta have that good positive energy, because that negativity would drain you. And that's what we don't want to do.
And also,
we don't want to be showing we done had an argument. You got to go to a business meeting. Now you got to shift your mind and your whole well-being and coming back home, and you're still dealing with this person who's negative. The environment around the home is not good for entrepreneurs who's still trying to go and still trying to, make these goals that they set for themselves. And you got your spouse who just not encouraging you.
Perfect way to segment what I'm saying, what I was going to say. I don't want to lose my thoughts, so if you can, knock it out and let this kind of bounce off each other, because I'll lose my train of thought. With that being said, sometimes these ideas in your positive thinking could be great ideas that will really generate you and your family and your husband a lot of money, or your wife a lot of money. But when they're knocking your idea down, then that kills that whole vision and dream altogether. It's a thing called dream killers. You need to be aware of dream killers. Dream killers are the people who don't have no vision, who don't have no ideas, just going with the flow, and it is what it is. You get what I'm saying? And they will quickly destroy anything that you try to build. Tell you, nah, that's not gonna work. I don't see that work. Again, run from the dream killers. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how good they look, how fat her ass is. She's a dream killer. Fuck her and keep it moving. Don't bring her into your household for her to destroy your dreams. Don't bring him into your household. I don't give a damn how good he look, how good the dick is. Get him away from you when you're done with him. Let's get some motivational stuff going on.
And you are going to have to get acquainted with pain, with discomfort, with inconvenience. Because hunger is the only thing that's going to give you the power to persevere through that pain. Never stop climbing the hill. There is always another hill to climb. Go find your hill and climb. You gotta be hungry for your dream. You gotta be hungry for your next level. You gotta be hungry for connection and alignment. You have to be hungry to fulfill your destiny. Hunger is not an idea. Hunger is not a mood. Hunger is a lifestyle. I'll never fall. This is me every day, all day. I'm hungry to learn. You gotta be hungry to read. You have to be hungry to grow. You have to be hungry to manifest what is in your head.
And with that being said, I want to talk about some of the letdowns that you personally had in your resilience to overcome some of the things that you've had to endure in your journey as an entrepreneur and a businesswoman. What resilience that you had? Give me a story or two of something that didn't go well for you, but you didn't let that linger. You bounced back.
I will start off with my cleaning business. When I first initially got started, And I was trying to figure out, okay, how I'm going to grow this. So I decided to get up and put a suit on, go to different realtors and ask to speak to the manager. Some people said no. And I was like, okay, what I need to do, I need to figure out what I'm going to do different. So next day, got up, did the same thing, and just continued to go on. Okay, can I speak to someone? So what I did was I finally ran across a realtor, and I explained to her what I was doing. And I said, if you just allow me to come in and clean, I started off with just $75. Now, I'm talking about a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom home. Knowing that that's less than what I value in my business. But it gave me an opportunity to show the lady what I'm capable of doing. So you gotta be able to, sometimes, people they're afraid of doing things for free. But there's nothing wrong with that. And I mean, you're gonna do that forever. So once she seen my work, she opened up doors for me and started telling people about me. I grew my business in 9 months. And in that 9 months, people started calling me business, like, how did you do that? My name, the cleaning service started ringing in people's ears, like, how did you do that? And I began to tell people I started off with cleaning a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom home for $75.
Perfect.
So that began to open up doors for me.
That was great. That was great. That's great. I don't know why people think that this stuff is easy. For me, one of my first recollections of, the obstacles that I had to face earlier in my career as a musician and artist, recording artist. I was doing free shows. I did free shows for 10 years. I did free shows for open mics for 10 years. It was year 11 into my career when I got a $500 check. You feel me? I knew that I had to build my foundation. I knew that this world was really big, and I knew what I had. You would think in 10 years, a person that doesn't have a drive would have gave up. Fuck this shit. I ain't making no money. I'm out here performing and sweating for these people and not getting paid. The key word, if you love what you're doing and you really truly believe in it, your talent will eventually make money. I repeat, your talent will eventually, your passion and your talent will eventually make money. If I was in this business, recording artists, music, acting, all that, if I started off with it only being for the money, then that's when I failed. Automatically. I failed automatically based on the fact that I came in it for the love of money. You got to come in any situation with passion and love, with the love for it first. Anything you love and you're good at it, eventually it will make money. And I repeat, eventually it will make money. And for what I know about you, Slim, let's be real clear. You love to clean. Am I right? It's a passion. It's a passion. You got to be passionate about it. That's not saying you can clean good. Everything you do is repetition. Eventually you start, miss a spot. What is that? Day 2. Oh, I'm going to get that spot. And eventually you one of them top 8 cleaners. Nothing don't start all perfect. When I started singing and rapping, I was sounding like R. Kelly and T.I. I had to find my identity. And with hard work and repetition and the love for it, you will eventually find your niche.
Yes, indeed. Hearing you say 10 years, I'm like, whoa, but like you said, it was your passion, it was your drive. You enjoyed what you was doing, and you was willing to continue to show up. And in that, I'm sure your name started to ring.
Definitely.
And then that 11th year, I'm sure the floodgates opened.
It was open, wide open, because see, within those 10 years, my name was buzzing, and people was like, well, how can we reach this guy, etc., etc., because we've been seeing him on different things, and we seen him rock this show for free. And oh my God, we gotta be able to see. That's when companies will want to attach themselves to you, because you're not an asshole. You're not somebody who's out here begging for money. You really, truly would do this shit for free. That's why I love what I do on Bigo. I don't make a lot of money on Bigo, but I show up. I show up for my people. And I'm showing up tonight, for you all on Monday Motivation with NB. Any last words you want to say before I, get this thing back going on with the motivation?
That just blew me just hearing you say 10 years. That's a long time. A lot of times we see people and we think that they came up overnight. We have no idea what it took for them to get to the place that they're at. We have no idea how many late nights. One of the biggest things that I will always say in business, if working for yourself, if you're getting 8 hours of sleep, you're not really have a passion for what you're doing, because in that, I can speak for myself anyway. My mind is constantly circling and going 100 miles per hour where I can't sleep. I'm up in the middle of the night, strategizing what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do, who I'm going to talk to. So in that, I know when I do that, I got to get up in the morning, once again, going back to my list, and I'm going to this person, I'm sitting down, I'm talking to them, telling them what I have going on. And if you can't help me, you know somebody else who can help me. So I can go and speak to that person. So hearing you did that for 10 years, I just want to applaud you. That is amazing.
Well, I can actually, go ahead.
Well, that just shows that you have that drive. You have that you found your niche and you enjoy doing what you were doing, and you would do it for free. That's big.
Well, I can actually say this. I didn't look broke. You know what I'm saying? I faked it till I made it. I had a fake ass chain on. My girlfriend at the time believed in me and dressed me up, made me look like $1 million. So, a lot of times it's the presentation, it's the packaging in it. The packaging made it look like that nigga getting paid every show. You feel me? Because it looked good. The optics of it, you supposed to make people believe you that nigga. And so I already knew I was that nigga. I dressed and looked like that nigga. But my bank account didn't say that. But eventually my bank account started to say that. So what I did was I manifested the look. It's almost like a guy that got one suit in his goddamn closet. And he put that one motherfucking suit on every day to all them business meetings he's trying to go to. Everybody think, oh, that motherfucker clean as hell. They don't know he don't wear that suit 19,000 times. But look at it though. The person don't know that. This was my first time meeting you. You cleaner than a motherfucker. But if everybody would have got together and seen that nigga in that suit, it would have been over for him. He had the same suit on with you too? Yo, hell no. Presentation is everything. You feel me? When you present yourself in a great manner, that's the first part of people respecting your craft. You feel me? Get to some motivation. Let's get to some motivation.
When you're full, you can't receive. When you're full, you lose vision. When you're full, you get lazy. When you're full, you procrastinate.
If anybody want to come in and join the conversation, not only just in the chat, because I definitely see y'all in the chat, request to come in and I'll bring you up. You know what I'm saying? This is we free flowing. Long as people will allow other people to talk in a certain time limit and move on, because we all got stuff that we're trying to get off, and I don't want you to lose that thought. So if you want to come in and join the conversation, feel free.
When you're full, you sleep. Now I need you to get to the place where you're no longer sleeping. I need inconvenience to be your new norm. If you're not inconvenienced every day, you need to be inconvenienced. Every day, I need you out of your comfort zone. If you're going to win the fight for your future, if you want generational cycles broken in your family, if you want to be the first to achieve, the first to get it done, the first to see it, the first to do it, you must stay hungry.
For those who just new to the room, this is motivation. This is Monday Motivation with NB. I'm your host NB, and we have Slim here in the building, acting as my co-host. Look at you doing your thing. I got a good question for the room. If anybody wants to come into the queue, I will bring you up in the chat room. If you're fine with just listening in the chat, we're definitely looking at the chats and stuff like that. I got a question for you, Slim. With the multiple things that you're good at, how did you find that one particular passion that led to other things? Because we all know that I always tell people, everybody got a gift. It's how you find that gift, and how you use that gift is how you're going to be successful in life. There's people right now with gifts, they don't know what to do with it. But my question is, how did you find your gift? How did you find your passion? How did you find it? I know it didn't come in. I know it didn't come in Amazon.
I wish it did. So I can just open it up. Like I said, I started at 9 years collecting cans. I went from that and I started doing hair in my community and doing my own hair, like you said, showing up, presenting yourself. Like I said earlier, you don't want to show up looking like a nightmare. So in that, I found another passion that I enjoy doing, which was doing hair. I ended up going to school for cosmetologist, and I did hair for over 35 years. And from that, I went from doing that to my cleaning service. So like you mentioned earlier, earlier, I keep a clean house. I keep my car clean. So cleaning is therapeutic for me. I can go into someone's home, a business, and clean, play my music. I love it. I really truly do. Because some people think it's weird, but it's therapeutic for me. So this is what I do, and I love doing it. I'm do my best. And that's the other thing. Whatever you step into, make sure you're giving it your all. Don't half-ass do anything, because it's going to show in your business. And the sad thing is, bad news travels fast. So if you're starting a business and you're presenting yourself half-ass, it's going to travel, and you've already stopped your business before you even got started.
Perfect. And I also want to present that question to the room. See you, Sexy Shade, Unity in the building. I see y'all. Yes, I know that this is kind of a discussion, so if I don't reach out, as a host, we definitely have my moderators there recognizing you all for coming into Monday Motivation with NB. You know what I'm saying? With my guest host today, Slim. I want to bring that same question to the room, and we'll sit back as y'all ponder on what y'all want to say about it. How did you all find your passion? How did you all find it? For me, my story is, it was always in me since 4 years old. And when I seen Michael Jackson, and I started moonwalking as my mom was getting me dressed. I can remember like yesterday, she was getting me dressed for church. And I had my church shoes on. While she's getting me dressed, I'm moonwalking. And then when she popped me and said, "Boy, be still," I took that slap for a reason. When I got to church, I was like, that's my passion. I got slapped for this passion. I'm finna ride this passion out. So I was a dancer before I was anything else. My voice developed later in life. I was a dancer. I was one of the best dancers in the world at one point, let me tell it. You know what I'm saying? But the dancing came, and then the music and the rapping and the acting and the designing clothes and all the other stuff just came in. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I found it kind of early. But I want to post this question in the room. How did you all find your passion? And while y'all thinking about this, I'm going to have some motivational stuff in the background.
I want to say something. I seen somebody in the comments, I think it was Unity, she said that
Unity
was cooking. That's do it. You can do a cookbook. You can start, we have
if you think that you're going to go
every day, which is our cell phone, you can start going live and showing people what you enjoy.
I was definitely going to say, you got YouTube tutorials, you got stuff that you can get your brand, you can get your comedy or whatever. Like, you could be cooking with a splash of your own personality. You know what I'm saying? People are always looking for a good dish and a new personality for a cooking show. And it's, you don't have to have sponsorship to have your own cooking show. You can create the energy around you just based on YouTube alone and build a fan base and a cooking show. And yes, Misty is a very great singer. I agree with that. But it's time for you to get in that studio. I told you I'm gonna write some stuff, but let me get some things squared away first, and I'm gonna definitely, you know what I'm saying, help you out with this writing and try to get you one of them hit records out there in them streets. But yes, I tell everybody right now, use Bigo as your outlet. Use YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Then a camera is like $35. And you might get that motherfucker for free on Tubi. I mean, not Tubi, but what it called? Temu. Just so they can have you as a customer. Go to Temu. It might not be in HD, it might just be in H. Or maybe D. But not HD. They'll give you some. You might get a Atlanta hat. They got the half of the Atlanta on there. The sign cut off. You gotta pay for the rest. The other half of the hat coming in the mail the next day. You got to put the hat together because it got a snap in it, you know? That's Temu for you. You might order a pair of pants. Only got one leg. The other leg comes separate. You might order a vape. You get the vape. No chemicals in it. You puffing and puffing. You like, where the stuff at? It's on its way. You gotta install it. Let's go.
Accomplish something really special and be the best in anything in the world. And you think you can
in Unity, if you want to come in, whoever that is, if y'all want to come in, you know, Misty, if you want to come into the queue, you know what I'm saying, and join the conversation, not just in the chat, but in the queue, request, and I'll let you in.
Without working, you make a big mistake. Because no matter what I did, if it was in bodybuilding or in acting or if it was in the political arena, it always took a lot of work. And got to put out, and you got to, you know, sometimes make a lot of sacrifices. Notice if you're not willing to work hard, forget about it. So there's another rule that is very important.
Work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in, you know, 80 to 100 hour weeks every week.
Yes, I get up at crazy hours, whether it's 3 o'clock in the morning. By the way, when we were talking in London, I was getting up at 3 because I had to be on set by 7. So whatever time my call time is. So my
Say it and do it, Lee Renee. Say it and do it. Put the work in. Unity, if you want to come into the queue, I got you.
call time is at 7, and you back your clock up 4 hours, and then that's when I get up and train twice. I'll get the cardio in and breakfast, and then I'll go hit the weights. Clanging and banging, we call it.
The only thing that I see that is distinctly different about me is I'm not afraid to die on a trip. I will run. You will not be outworked. I will not be outworked, period. You know, you might have more talent than me. You might be smarter than me. You might be sexier than me. But if we get on the treadmill together, right, there's two things.
You know, you had said something so profound about the visualization, and that was going to be my next question, but you had to knock it out so good that, you know what I'm saying, for those who didn't hear you with the visuals, can you repeat what your visualization was and how you got stuff around the house to remind you of your goals and to keep you motivated in your goals as far as visualization? The question is, what are you doing to visualize, have a vision of what you're going to do with your life? What you have to remind you, because sometimes I heard Sweet Lady OG say vision board. That's definitely one of them. And marking it off and exit it off your vision board. What was yours again for those who's new to the room? I want you to say, tell them again what you actually done to actually remind yourself. Even when days are kind of down days, you have these things around you to perk you back up, you know what I'm saying?
Around my house, I have little small sticky notes where I have $2 million. That's my goal. So that motivates me. I have a notebook that I just do strictly business, and I write in the notebook all my daily goals. I write down what it is that I need to do for the business that I'm in. And I want to say, when you're starting a business, focus strictly on that one particular thing. You cannot be all over the place.
Message, I want you to repeat that message.
Find that one niche, because we all have many gifts and talents that we haven't even tapped into. So find that one thing, stick to it, execute that, then you can move on to something else. You have to get that up off the ground and then work that into nobody's business, and then figure out what else you want to do. And then you have your audience where you can bring in, you know, for instance, maybe you want to do, you know, some type of a clothing line, t-shirts, socks, I don't know, barrettes, whatever it may look like. Then you can step into something else. You can't be all over the place because you're going to throw yourself off. You're going to drive yourself crazy, actually.
For me, and this is crazy because I actually utilized those same steps that you're saying. It was all about music for the first 10 years. It's going to always be music. You got to have that one thing that you conquer. So music was the thing that led me for 10 years of music. In the 11th year, I got on TV as an actor. I've always been a personality. So from music, it transited into acting. Then acting translated to having a having a hat line, a t-shirt line. And from the t-shirt line, merged into the shoes. The shoes merged into the building websites and creating websites and doing social media marketing and promotions. So with all that being said, then it actually had me, I owned a hair store in Tennessee. I just started to doing things that started with music. Music gave me the confidence to do anything and everything that I wanted to do. So you have to go for that first passion and let it jump rope you or slingshot you into other endeavors that you can tackle. You know what I'm saying? So that's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
Concept is the guy who's willing to hustle the most is going to be the guy that consistently.
I always believe that the bridge between reality and a dream is work. And I always, in moments of despair and doubt and dark days, focus on the work. I show up and I work and I work and I work and I work.
This is the last question for the night. We're going to try to shut this down around. Thank you, Slim. This is the last question, and we're going to try to, We're gonna wrap this thing up. I think tonight was a very successful night, especially for the first time I'm doing, Monday Motivations with NB. This is a monumental moment for me. I know it's gonna look good on camera once I put it on YouTube and everything of that nature. I do want to ask the room, how do y'all think about it? You know what I'm saying? While I have y'all pondering what y'all think about the first episode of the first, opportunity to be able to do Motivation Mondays with NB. How important, Slim, is fitness to you when it comes to having a mental strength and a physical strength in your health, period, to go into trying to pursue being an entrepreneur and a business person? I think they always say health is wealth. A lot of people are successful, but they're not healthy. And so with that being said, when you dead, you don't get to experience the benefits of your hard work. You feel me? You can't even spend your money. Somebody else gonna spend your money because you're not healthy. What do you think? What do you think about that statement? Health is wealth.
What I'm saying is, I hear you saying health is wealth. A healthy body is a healthy mind.
Right.
So, drinking your water, putting the right.
Can't tell y'all what the water is because they ain't gave us no endorsement yet. But stay tuned. We gonna get that shit. Matter of fact, let me take this damn. Go ahead, Queen.
Drinking water is living. It's like, what you put in your body to give you the energy that you need to keep going for the day. So eating your fruits and your vegetables, putting in your body is going to make a difference with your health. And you can't be, I don't want, overweight or whatever that may look like, because that's going to drain, it's going to tire you down. It's not going to give you the energy that you need. So what you put in your body will make a difference.
And actually, when you have a sense of healthiness in you, it's a chemical that motivates you to want to do. If you got energy, you're going to want to do some stuff. But if you're unhealthy and, it's going to have you with a chemical of negativity, saying, well, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm tired right now. You get what I'm saying? You start to create bad habits when you're not physically in shape to endure, or mentally in shape to endure these no's. Even when you get a yes, you're not even healthy enough to execute that yes. You get what I'm saying? You can't get the job and not be healthy enough to, you know what I'm saying? You don't work all this long to get where you're at as far as this job is concerned. Now you got health problems. Ain't a good look. That ain't a good look. You have to make certain things and strategies in your own life to make sure that your mind is healthy and your body is healthy, so you can go on this journey. It's a marathon for me. Nothing happens overnight. It's a marathon, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
It is a marathon.